Seems legit.
Hey legitimates, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this. This is actually a free design that I found on the internet. So the link to the lovely lady's website is below in the description. And my child makes an appearance because he really likes to be on videos with me. So he did half the spray painting. So instead of, it does cut out all the eyes and the buttons, but I decided to go with little gems because I thought that was even cuter. And this is a 5-layer design. So it does take quite a lot of wood, but it looks absolutely fantastic. On the back, I haven't decided if I'm going to go with string that goes through these two holes, like fishing wire, or if I'm going to put a hook. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it yet, so that's why that's not in the video. But that's about it. So let's go get started. So I go to Bunnings and I get these pieces here. It is usually 800 by 1200 and I get Bunnings to cut it down the center. So now they're essentially two 40cm pieces, which works really well for the laser. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to lean it on a chair. Hold on, let's reposition. Alright guys, so I've got this piece of 3mm poly board. I actually buy it double this, so you get two pieces, and I get Bunnings to cut it down the middle. They are 800 by 1200, and I'm pretty sure they're about $22 each. And if they cut it down for me, A, I can get it into my car, which is amazing, and B, it just, I find it makes it much easier. So, I'm going to use my square because I absolutely love this thing. And I need to cut 38 centimeters. So I can put this up against the edge and then I just find where 38 is and I'm going to mark it with a pen because I'm classy like that. The actual design is about 36 and a half and I just like to have that extra little bit so that I can line everything up well. So, draw a line. This is just a little bit shorter than the 38 that way, so we have to do it this way, which is kind of annoying, but still worth it. 38, I mean I could have just done 40, but that extra little bit that I have at the end will be perfect for earrings. And I just don't like to waste more than is necessary. I don't cut the exact size, I like to have a little bit of wiggle room each side of the laser. And again, this may feel pointless, but I am still going to cut it off. I'm just going to use a jigsaw for this and chop it into pieces. Alright, the rest of this video will be voiceover because everything's noisy. So you can see here, I've drawn the lines and now I'm just using the jigsaw. Alright, so I've turned it on.
This is the new laser that they've sent me. It's the Creality
built in,
Falcon.
and then here, there's this, and you can just turn the air assist down,
and this little switch that I'm playing with here, which is super fun, actually turns up and down
and it plugs straight into the machine.
So it's plugged into the machine and you can just turn it up if you're cutting or turn it down if you're engraving.
It's also got an emergency stop button, which hopefully I'll never have to use.
Feature. Very cool. It's the big thick black thing that you can see there. So this is sped up to 100 times. And we don't have all the layers because we'd be here forever just watching it go round and round in circles. But 2 layers was enough to get through with the air assist, which is awesome. Sometimes you have to do 3 layers, but all of these did really well with just the 2 layers, which made me happy because it takes less time. And then it just, I don't know why it did this, but it did jump all around. I think that was my fault, I didn't set it up properly. But it just back and forth to here and there, cutting all the little cutout bits, which is lovely. I don't really have a lot else to say about this. The top layer took 2.5 hours to cut by itself, and this is a 5-layer design. So this is like a full day project, really, with the cutting. If I wasn't recording it as a video, I would cut a layer and then paint it while the next one's cutting, so the drying time kind of takes less. I decided to let my kid help play with the spray paint. He had so much fun. I tried to teach him to do it properly and instead we just got like smear marks, but it won't matter because once it's dry and laid up you won't even notice. This is the same green as my sewing machine, We went with a teal blue. I let Jessie pick all the colours within reason. Obviously, gingerbread man has to be brown. So you can see here, this is the gingerbread layer. I was going to use my airbrush, the USB rechargeable one, but it's clogged for whatever reason. So I ended up using the paint that I mixed up and then just painting it on with a paintbrush. But that chewed through it really quickly, and so I just did the essential parts. And now I'm just going to glue it all together with wood glue. Now you want to make sure that you don't put too much on because it'll bleed through the holes. You can see a little bit's done that there. You don't want to put it on too thickly, just a thin layer, and then you line it all up. Now, depending on if you had warped wood when you did this, you might want to put something heavy on top, or alternatively put clamps on it. This is the final layer of white. I put 2 layers of paint on because it is a cheaper paint. It's not the Rust-Oleum that I normally use, so it didn't go as white as quick. And then with the second layer, I just sprinkled glitter on top to stick into the paint. I could have waited till it dried and then put a layer of spray glue, but I didn't. So then once it was dry, I did put the final layer on. And now, instead of using the cutouts for the eyes and the buttons, which it did do, I decided it would be way cooler to use the gems that I got from that Temu haul, because, you know, everything's useful for something. So I'm using the black gems for eyes, and because I'm obsessed with green, I do go with green for the gumdrop buttons. But because I got like a multicolored pack, I could have made them all rainbow. That is up to you, really, your choice. Also, these containers were really hard to get open. I had to like stab it with the sewing awl. So I'm just gem bonding these on. This glue is amazing and should hold everything together.